All right, so before we start, I just kind of wanted to show this off. So look at this. The original Fire Emblem came out on the Switch this weekend and is available for digital download for only $6. So look, the original Fire Emblem and the first three Dragon Quest games in English on the Switch. These were actually not downloaded. I have a Southeast Asian copy of the game on the Switch with a physical cartridge that just installs all three of them on there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we're playing more Wild Blast today, so uh, this is what it's like to get a new game when you are as overworked as I am, and overworked is really an understatement because I have put in several like 9 hour no I'm sorry, I've put in several like 15-hour days in a row, 15-hour days in a row, and just all kinds of absolute chaos, and my brain is not 100% there. Again, we're going to skip the anime intro because copyright. And so you get a new game, you play it one time, and then you're not able to touch it again for 2 months, which is literally what happened to me and with this game. So I haven't had a chance to play it since our initial stream, and I wanted to make sure we did this again with good audio. I think we're yeah. So that's a tournament mode, continuous battle, because it's you fight 7 opponents in a row, and then the story mode is the actual story mode we were working on last time. So we're going to resume that. And what I actually wanted to do this time around is I really wanted to play one of these all the way to the end. Let's see. So I guess I want to finish Arashi's and just continue with the Wild Liger. And then it looks like there's some branching paths over here. Really, I'm just really impressed by how many missions there are in this game. Although, again, most of them are just one-on-one fights, so they can't possibly be as impressive as the battles in the Versus trilogy. But yeah, I got my commentaries already horrible. So the stream that we did, the live stream, had really bad audio because the combination of the commentary being really loud and like blowing out the microphone in combination with the game audio also being loud on top of that, and it just did not make for a good stream. So I don't know what it is about any and every time I've attempted to stream under any circumstances why settings need to arbitrarily change. The standards for which you can begin your stream seem to arbitrarily change as well, and it just seems to be wholly inconvenient, and I don't understand why. And yeah, the Nightfall Liger looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I like that color scheme quite a bit, but so I'd rather just pre-record it and make sure that the quality is there than to upload something subpar. So that's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So it's funny as well because it seems like playing some of these other Zoids games just makes me want to play Battle Legends again. And I also... So I did a bunch of Battle Legends videos in the interim there, and I'm actually really interested to play this again because I don't think I remember really the controls very well to be able to give you guys good gameplay. And Infinity Blast is now out, and a lot of people really want to see Infinity Blast. I think that people are unnecessarily so snobby over over Zoids Wild and the style of it that they're so apprehensive to touch anything with the Zoids Wild style to it that they just dismiss this game as bad before even giving it a shot. So even though this game got an English localization, it's like nobody wants to touch it because it's attached to Zoids Wild, which I think is really a huge shame. And then let's see if I remember the special moves. There we go. That's how it's done. Yeah, so I'll get the hang of it eventually, but yeah, I didn't... It's been so long since I played it, a lot of the nuances from the tutorial I've sort of lost. But everyone wants to see Infinity Blast. Whenever I posted the video for this, like, where's the one where you get to play as the classic Zoids? And I'm like, that one doesn't come out until another few months. And I finally posted the pictures of Infinity Blast, and everyone was like, when does it come out in English? I'm like, you guys literally just got Wild Blast after it's been out in Japan for 2 years, and now you're complaining you want this game? Like, honestly, just... I get it. I mean, I really do get it, and we'll talk about that when we play Infinity Blast, because the game does have a lot more appeal. It does have the classic Zoids as well as the Zoids Wild Zero Zoids as well, but it's built off the foundation that this game started. So it's sort of similar to how I mentioned the... Oh, okay, we do get ranked. So I S-ranked quite a few of these, but for some reason only got A rank on that one, and then A rank finally on this one. Yeah, you know, it's like Zoids Versus 1 is not nearly as good as 2 or 3, but it is the original game. Maybe he is from a different planet. God, ugly character design. We do get to fight the... I don't remember what this Zoid is called, but if I am not mistaken, it's a Stegosaur type. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% caught up on my dinosaur types. It was funny because I was messing around with some of the model kits the other day, just kind of cleaning some dust off of some of the collection, just going through a couple things. And I mentioned I had the red horn and the dark horn out, and I was explaining to Michelle, I said, yeah, these are the same exact model kit, but in different colors, and the red horn I got for Christmas all the way back in 2002. And I guess I'm like mistakenly referred to the red horn as a rhinoceros type Zoid, which I guess I could be forgiven for doing that because it is so heavily stylized, but it's clearly a dinosaur, right? Like it's a type of dinosaur, but so she had to like correct me on that, and I was like, did I refer to the red horn or dark horn as a rhino type Zoid in their reviews? Because if I did, I am going to sound like such a huge idiot. I also like the very subtle but pervasive vibration function on the Switch Joy-Cons, and granted, again, I haven't played a whole lot of Switch games. I'm not intimately familiar with them, but so playing a little bit more of this really does feel nice, especially coming off the GameCube, which the GameCube never had a vibration function. So, not that that's an essential function of any game, but it does kind of give it a different feel. Of course, I'm starting to see these battles are a bit formulaic, because it seems like I can get to a certain point and then trigger the... oh, it interrupted it. Never mind. I was in the middle of being like, oh yeah, I can just use the same combo every time and do my Wild Blast finisher. But, oh, that was the wrong attack. Now he's going to try to use his. I'm about to finish him off, though. I don't care too much. Oh, that's new. I've never had that happen before. Maybe that's something that happens later in the game as the enemies start using their own wild blast attacks. And of course, it didn't matter because I finished them off anyway. And the game has to be a little bit easier on us because that didn't just one-shot it didn't one-shot us like it clearly would have if we had used it on the enemy. And we still get an S rank for that, even though the enemy got its own super attack off. Seems kind of silly. But I do wonder, and maybe I should have picked up the imported version of this game and played it before this one came out, but I do not know if the difficulty has been scaled down for this English version of the game. I actually sincerely doubt that it has, mainly because that would require effort, and it appears to me that this company, Outright Games, is just a publisher for cheap licensed kids games on the Switch, which is interesting because if there are Nintendo Switches in a lot of households, it makes sense to make a lot of, port a lot of titles to them. Of course, this game was already a Switch game, which made it even easier. But like, working in the retail security environment and dealing with high value items such as video games, I was doing some inventory stuff for Black Friday events recently, and I was like looking at the titles that were going to be sold. And there's quite a few of these like cheap kids games that are actually published by Outright Games, including the the friggin' I guess Ryan's World racing game, which just looks absolutely hideous. Like if you guys have seen the cover for this game, it's the stuff of nightmares. Like I don't know how any parent looks at this and is like, "Yep, that looks good," but I guess it is meant for like a preschool audience. So. And then they don't really make early childhood games for, they don't really make early childhood games for consoles anymore because it's just not a financial. I keep using the wrong move there. Not a good investment financially. So he's using his Dark Blast, which he can use anytime. I just really don't feel like that's balanced, but maybe we can hold off for long enough and. Or we can just get JoJo punched here. That was a thing that just happened. It still makes me think that like the Gill Raptor is one of my favorite Zoids to use in this game, just because of how just outrageously aggressive it is. Trying to see if I could squeeze in the finisher there, but I couldn't. Didn't matter. Didn't have to. There we go. That's pretty good. But yeah, so I guess I need to do some more research if I'm to have any credibility with my claim there. But yeah, it would appear to me that Outright Games is just sort of a publisher for hire with certain titles. And oh, come on, I hate how long you get stunned for. I might actually lose here. Or not. I don't think I've lost at all yet. Alright, how many more Arashi fights are there? I'm assuming we're not going to fight the Death Rex until the very end. Alright, so that's 12 and we're on 7. Let's keep going. So I guess in other news in the world of Zoids, the Zoids Wild Hasbro kits are very close to being manufactured and distributed and released in American retail stores, which I'm incredibly excited about. I really hope that there is a new generation of kids that enjoys those. Again, like I talked about in the previous video, I doubt that will be the case, but I would be excited to see it happen. I hope that, and it seems like with Hasbro, because they do this with Transformers and some of the other product lines as well, where they tend to release them in waves, where they may have like wave 1 in the spring and wave 2 in the fall, or wave 2 or wave 1 in the summer and wave 2 in around Christmas. And if that's the case, then it would appear that what we're getting this first go around for the Zoids Wild Kits is the Wild Liger, the Hunter Wolf, the Gill Raptor, the Scorpion one, which I don't remember the name of, that the female character uses, and the Spider, which the other character that goes along with her uses. He's going to run out of health using his stupid Dark Blast there. Oh, he actually is smart enough to go out of it. That's pretty cool. And then I think the... what is it called? The... Kuwaga, the beetle, is going to be there as well. And the Triceratogos, or Trike as it's called in English, is going to be available as well. So it's only those. Like I don't think that the Fang Tiger does not appear to be part of that line yet, and neither does the Brachiosaur or the Death Rex or the the Cannon Tortoise thing. The Ganon Toys, aka Tanks in English, is going to be available as well. But this guy right here, the alligator, as well as the I can honestly just wait, and he'll have to stop because he'll be too low on health to keep it up. Or he could just lose. That's interesting. Yes, that appears to be Wave 1. Those will be out pretty soon. Some of the... I need to go ahead and just pre-order some as opposed to waiting for them to be in stores and just walk in there to try to buy them, because some part of me... Something tells me that that's not going to be viable. But right now, most stores are showing a January or February release date, which I think is a little bit silly, because you're basically admitting that you're not going to have these products before Christmas, which I think is a bad move from a toy company perspective. And I mean, honestly, people are shopping for Christmas like right now. Like, stores are packed, and toys are getting heavily shopped, and so they pretty much did miss their opportunity. Which, again, I don't want to be pessimistic, and I don't want to assume that the Zoids Wild product line is already doomed, but it very well could be. I mean, they missed their most crucial release window, and I'm sure there's legitimate reasons for that due to COVID and everything. So I'm not going to make any assumptions about that. I mean, everything has been difficult due to COVID, you know, getting lots of resources for manufacturing, distribution, shipping, labor. Just having the staff and the workforce to make this stuff is another aspect of it as well. So these little raptors we can easily take out. The Deleter Squad, which I think is a pretty silly name. We have to beat what I don't know why I'm in this corner. We have to beat 10 of them total, which again that'll be trivial. It's hard to tell what the frame rate is in this game. Like, I think it's 60 FPS, but it doesn't quite look like it. But, of course, on the recording, I don't think my capture software will let me do full 60 FPS. It's letting me do max resolution, which is nice. So the uploaded version of this should be in very high resolution. Not that this is a visually impressive game, as I've established before. Like, it's not... It looks better on the docked and hooked up to HDMI than it does in handheld mode. In handheld mode, it looks pretty ugly, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the English release of the Zoids Wild Kits. Me and Brad have a Zoids panel coming up at Anime Weekend Atlanta in 2021. We were supposed to have it this year until, of course, the cons were canceled. And I think I talked about that in other parts of the channel too, or at least in the Zoids Collectors group I mentioned it, that I was going to have one. And so we postponed that, you know, because we were forced to. And now I can actually have cheap Zoids that are readily available in stores here in the U.S. to give away as prizes at the panel, which is pretty cool. I may get some other things, like I may import some things here or there to give out as prizes. Who knows? Who knows what will be out by that time? Because a bunch of new products could have come out by now, or by then, I should say. All right, part 9. I think the next character I'm going to play as is definitely going to be the girl with the scorpion there. I'm very torn on actually reading the dialogue or just skipping it. I may have another realization of, like I did with Battle Legends, of being like, hey, you know what? I actually need to go back and try to appreciate that story again. And those of you that haven't seen that, it's up on the channel now. I sort of did a rerun through Battle Legends, which this game sort of inspired me to do. I also had a viewer ask, and I'm sure I've mentioned this in another video, but I had another viewer ask, why have you not played Zoids Legacy yet? Man, that was a nice counter she did there. And I guess the answer is I don't want to play on an emulator, and the sad truth of it is that there's really no other good way to record off the GBA unless I could get something that... man, she is tough for just having a little scorpion thing. There we go. Unless there's something I could use to record off the DS, which doesn't sound that much easier. In fact, I looked up how to record off the 3DS, and you have to like add additional weird software to your console, which seems, oh, come on, seems incredibly like a bad idea. So. Oh, that was close. I guess she ran out of power, too, before she could use her, her Wild Blast Unleash thing, but... Yeah, so I really would like to play Zoids Legacy, and I definitely will. I think I'm going to test play it very thoroughly before I do that, and that's the challenging part, is because it's an RPG... It's way more difficult to test play because it's just a longer game, and it's not like the Versus trilogy or like Infinity Fusers or like these two games where they're just simple action games I can pick up and play whenever I feel like it, and so I can get pretty thoroughly experienced with the gameplay before too long. Whereas with Zoids Legacy, it's a long RPG. Has some very unconventional gameplay going on there, so it's going to take a lot of practice to be able to really competently speak to all the nuances in that game. But I would like to. It's interesting with Zoids Legacy too, because it is very much the exact same case scenario as Battle Legends in the sense that it is number 2 in a trilogy and it was renamed. So it's the Zoids Saga trilogy, and it's Zoids Saga 2. Whereas, again, Battle Legends is Zoids Versus 2. So, he's going to try to win over the Black Liger, which does not sound like a good idea. I don't think it's going to work out. The Nightfall Liger has no pilot. Oh, you know what? It's a possibility we could see an HMM of the Nightfall Liger there. Speaking of HMMs, I'm going to be working on the December Market Watch tomorrow, and there's some great new pictures that came out for the prototype HMM Fang Tiger, as well as the prototype HMM Rev Raptor. And they did announce that they are doing a Raven Raptor version, and they will be somewhat separate. They also revealed how they're going to handle the Liger Zero X HMM, and so they're just going to release the CAS kit, and then they're going to do a Liger Zero Empire Markings Plus version, which makes so much sense because, like, oh, I missed my opportunity to do my finisher. Come on. Stupid mirror match. Are you serious? What the hell? Anyway. Yeah, so the HMM Liger Zero Empire was a... Oh, I've got something in my eye. Was a Kodo store exclusive in Japan, so it sold out immediately in shop and price, scalpers, collectors, you name it, people that sell on eBay. So it's impossible to find now. Even, I think, around a year after its launch, I was looking for it, and it was like $200, and then everything with 2020 happened, so I'm sure it shot up even more. But, so it's impossible to find. Like, don't even bother. So the fact that they're doing a Markings Plus version where it will actually have a wide release, I think is awesome. I'm so glad that they're doing that. Come on, break his stupid guard. Oh, I think you have to do like a couple of heavy attacks in sequence to break the enemy's guard. Something like that. Again, it's been like 2 months, so I don't remember the tutorial. That's a problem with like starting a game and getting to like an arbitrary point in the game and then not finishing it. I missed the Wild Blast again. Oh well. Still one. Not remembering basic mechanics is tricky. So there's certain games where like you'll start and play like one level, and start up again like a couple months later and not remember where you were. In those instances, it might be better just to start it over again. But yeah, I had all but given up on being able to get the HMM Liger Zero Empire, but now I'm going to pre-order the shit out of that as soon as it goes live, which it has not gone live yet on HLJ, unfortunately. As of the time of recording this video, it could change pretty soon, in which case it'll be on the Market Watch video. But, are we fighting the stupid Liger again? Okay, no, we're fighting 4 Dark Warriors. That's going to be interesting. Are we going to have 4 opponents at once? Because if so, that's actually pretty cool. And then the last battle has got to be the Death Rex. Speaking of which, we have not seen any pictures of the HMM Death Rex or HMM Gill Raptor yet. They're still in prototype phase, which we could still be looking at another year from now before we actually get any progress on that. Because if you guys remember how long ago it was with the Rev Raptor, until like when they literally announced that at the beginning of this year, and now here we are finally getting a picture of the prototype. Yeah, this is a little annoying. Okay, I got him. That is pretty cool, and they just explode in the air, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, is that it? Or does it load up the next opponent after that? That's kind of bad design, though. Like, the fact that we had to go into a loading screen and it couldn't just drop in the next opponent right away. Yeah, that is what happens. So, infinite timer, but we have 1 win on the board. This guy is pretty dangerous, the gorilla one. One that I was not looking forward to. Oh my god. I was not looking forward to playing as, but when I did play as him, it was actually pretty cool. Alright, so that's 2 down, 2 to go, right? I guess he has like that fog of war ability to obscure things. That's a pretty cool combo. While he has his Dark Blast engaged. We're just handing him his ass. That was such a fast finish. Although I do wonder if the opponents are nerfed a little bit in this sort of lightning round setting. Yeah, these loading screens are pretty bad. Like, they're not the longest thing in the world, but they're way longer than the ones in Battle Legends. And in really that a game on the Switch has any right to have. And it should, honest to God, just drop you in the next opponent immediately. I think we both enabled our... No. Nice. That was great. Oh, he's still alive. Crap. I guess I should expect no less from our main rivals. I really need to get back to watching the anime. At this point, Zoids Wild Zero has completely finished. It's airing in Japan. It finished probably a couple months ago at this point. But we actually have... I have no idea what the hell's going on with Zoids Wild Senki. Like, it doesn't appear to be a full anime. It looks like it's just a commercial for the model kits, really, because it's... The episodes are only like 3 minutes, and it just right now has just shown the Burning Liger and the Gilraptor LC fighting the Zero Greasus and some other Zoids, and that's really been about it. Like, I'm a little concerned. Yeah, there we go. So there's the Giga Boss and the Death Rex, which is called Demise. Which I guess is a cool name for it, but I don't know. I mean, they could have just called it Death Rex because we have the Death Soarer in Classic Zoids, so... So do we get to use the... We do. That's interesting. I wonder if it's stronger than the standard version. We literally just told the Wild Liger, hey, just sit over there. We're going to completely abandon you for the final fight and go to this cooler, blacker Liger that's like exactly the same, but better. This thing should be big. It's actually not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just absolutely massive, but I know the scale is definitely a lot more interesting with the... it's going to do the mouth thing. That's pretty freaking cool, though, if I'm honest. The scale with the Genos Spinos and the Omega Rex is way cooler in Wild Zero than what we get with these two. this is more to like the model kit scale, and even then, I actually really think that the model kit for the Death Rex and Omega Rex is bigger than what you're seeing right here. Come on! Really? Really? Okay, that happened. Maybe in the anime, like, the Wild Liger is really... don't you do it, you punk. Okay, we still got one round up on him, so if we do lose, we'll be okay. But I don't think we will at this point. I think we're in good shape. I don't understand what's different about the Nightfall Liger, though. It doesn't appear to be anything. It appears to have the exact same moveset. Even though things have different names, they're not actually different at all. I forgot I could do that. That's another thing I forgot from the tutorial. Yeah, it's called Break Her Up, which again, I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, it's literally the exact same animation. Still in, huh? There we go. And on that note, it looks like we finished Arashi's tournament. Or campaign, I should say. I use those words way too interchangeably in the other... in the Versus trilogy, so... Alright, sweet. So we unlocked the Nightfall Liger. Again, I don't really know what the point is aside from a color scheme change. So that should do it for Arashi's missions. And so now we have a branching path where we can play as Quaid some more, and then play as Gigaboss, and play as the Death Rex. So we're actually going to go with Battaglia, I guess is her name, and the Scorpion Zoid, which is called Needle in this case. I thought I already finished this battle against him. Oh no, yeah, this is a different battle. He said dropping the beat. I wonder if that means he's the one that like raps incessantly. I guess I'll have to find out when I get back to watching the anime. But yeah, that was... Yeah, it is actually, because I remember Brad mentioned that he was the guy that raps incessantly, and that was definitely like the deal breaker for him as far as this anime went. He was just like, yeah, I can't stand the rapping guy. I don't blame him. I mean, it does sound like it'd be pretty annoying. I want to know who, like, the ninja girl is. It's got the spider there. I don't think we've really seen her outside of a few scenes. See if the poison takes in and kills it. Oh, I guess not. Actually have to go in and get a hit in. That's fine. Yeah, the the needle is way better than it has any right to be, if I'm being honest. It's quite good. And again, maybe I just say that because the game is easy, but quite enjoy it. Okay, I think we're going to cut it off right there. I think that's about all the time we have for right now. I guess we unlocked a bunch of new stuff in the gallery, and our unlocking icon there is just one of the simple plug gear things. So we have like a model viewer of the Zoids, which is a cool feature, I guess. You kind of get to see the cell shading on the graphics a little bit there, which is pretty cool. Who else is available? Probably nothing! Yeah. The music, which is not terribly impressive in this game. And then, what is that, screens from the anime? Yeah. Resolution on those is not great. Yeah, there's a... Oh god, yeah, it is him. MC Bastion. I can't even... Alright, yeah, so we're gonna call it the day right there. And I'm gonna take a little break before I move on to Infinity Blast. I may even wait until tomorrow, depending on how I feel, because I may want my commentary to be a little bit more on point, and that would require getting some actual sleep. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.